Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to this new video. In this video I wanted to explain the COT reports because I've been getting interested in it lately. Been using it for some time, a bit on and off, but I usually use it for longer term investments. But I also want to look at how I can use it in FX trading to hold potential winning trades for longer. So this is an example of how I use the COT report in trading. For those of you that don't know what a COT report is, it's basically a report that is being published every single week, and it contains the future contracts of different assets from different players such as speculators and commercials, etc. And you can use it to form a bias for a certain pair or instrument and to trade that bias. So first of all, I don't trade COT on its own. I combine it with chart analysis. And this is the dollar CAD, which I am long in. And I'm expecting a move to the upside, quite a decent move to the upside, targeting this swing high. Now what I want you to notice on this weekly chart is this important swing point on the left. As you can see, price went down and then aggressively moved to the upside. So this to me is an important swing point. This is also an important one. This is an important one. This is an important one. This is an important one. So I keep track of those, and I basically want to see what happens once the low of that swing point gets broken, and I prefer to see a false break just like we did here. So this is the first clue to me. A false breakout of an important swing point is a bullish sign. So that's the first sign. The next thing is this is a clear accumulation range. It's not a textbook example, but it is an important clue. And this is a clear accumulation range. This is the spring as we broke the low of the range. And if you're familiar with how I trade, if one side of a range gets broken, gets a false breakout, I'm targeting the other side of the range. So this is the chart, but when we look at the COT reports, which I will be putting on the screen, if we take a look at the Canadian dollar, we can see we want to watch the commercials and we want to trade in line with the commercials, or we want to fade the speculators, so the large speculators and the small speculators, as the speculators are generally speaking on the wrong side of the market. It's not very black and white because it doesn't really tell about time frames, etc., and about reasons why people enter, but it's more of a guideline. But what I want you to notice is this. Hold on, I should pick a different color for that. Let's make it yellow. There we go. So over here is where the commercials started going short, and that's over here on the chart. And as you can see, it's the beginning of a distribution range. So the commercials are shorting the Canadian dollar and have been building a short during this entire distribution range. And this is the UTAD as far as analysis goes. And what's important is that it also took out this high on the left. So you have commercials building a short on the Canadian dollar, which is also in line with distribution on this and on the charts on my Pepperstone. The next thing I want to show you is the COT report of the US dollar. And as you can see, the commercials are building along since here. And if you look at the dollar index chart, this is a clear accumulation range. So we have basically commercials going long on the dollar, building a long position as they are pretty long over here. and they are building a short in the Canadian dollar. So that's very positive for the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. And it also is in line with the chart. So this is an accumulation range and the important swing point that got broken. So I'm very, very bullish on this. And that's how you can use it to establish a bias and possibly determine if you want to hold a trade for longer. I'm currently holding a long position, which is on a different broker platform, but I'm targeting this upper blue box, and my stop loss is over here around this level. So let me put it in green. And usually I target around a 1.2R, but because I know the commercials are heavily long on the US Canadian, I am going to hold this for longer for a bigger profit target. And that's basically where I use it for. I use it to hold on to my winning trades longer, and I use it to establish long-term biases to trade with. And that's also something you can do. I also use it to invest in certain assets such as silver, which I'm currently really looking into. Let's see if I can get the COT report for silver so you can take a look as well. There we go. So this is the COT report for silver, and to me what's important, this is the spring. I will look to put up the chart soon, but this is the spring. And as you can see from there on, there was heavy, well, not heavy buying, but the commercials were heavily short, and from this point on they massively decreased the short positions. And silver is the most shorted market there is, also most manipulated. But this to me is very telling that the commercials are closing a part of their short positions as exactly at when the spring was happening, and they haven't been as short ever since. You can see they're slowly increasing the shorts, but I really want to look at the extreme point. So there's nothing extreme yet, and as you can see, once this high got taken out, you did see a bit of increase in the shorts, but it's not very telling. You really want to look at the important points, and that's over here in line with the spring. As you can see over here, the commercials also increased their longs, which was after this move down. So again, this is not very clear on this, but it's something you can use to form a bias. And if we go to the silver chart, like I showed you guys earlier, this is the spring where the commercials decreased their short position significantly. So we have an accumulation range, shorts being decreased by the commercials. So that's why I'm very bullish on silver. And if you watch my other video about silver, you can see where I'm going to enter this and where my target will be, which will be around $50. So I really want to see this high being taken out, and the entries, I will roughly put it in, are below these equal lows, and over here at the retest of the range. Alright, so I hope you guys learned a lot from this video, and maybe you can use it in your trading as well. I know certain professionals definitely look at this to form a bias for the coming weeks to trade off. Again, don't just trade this on its own, because the commercial, you don't know enough information about what the commercials are actually doing, what the speculators are actually doing. But you can use it as a bias, combine it with price action and your entry rules to potentially increase your performance. If you have any questions, just respond at this video and I will make sure to answer them. You can also contact me via the website, which is www.cdfxtrading.com, and I'll speak to you guys in the next video.